familiar with what happened last time.
I guess a
Pretty sure I
recap.
remember what happened.
I haven't. Yeah, I think I know what happened, but should we go over it anyways?
Yeah, sure.
We slayed the spider, saved the slaves, and saved. Oh god, I'm blanking on her name. The druid in training, grove
Nola.
tender in training. Nola,
Nola?
yeah,
Yeah.
saved Nola. Got her a first class ticket to the surface.
Cost the builders 3 soul dolls.
For the leftover slaves.
Yeah, you learned a few things about who the builders used to be too.
Mm-hmm.
Also, potentially started concocting a plan to upend the Arakai civilization by assassinating. Oh, what the heck is that? I can't think of the term again.
The Shahiri.
Shahiri, yeah, assassinating the Shahiri of the blood.
Yeah, that was floated around.
Mm-hmm.
Probably needs a little bit more time in the workshop before we go and just act on that, but it's an idea.
Listen, it's one in the chamber.
It's all about the backup plans, you know?
Yeah, and on that note, although you guys had pursued a couple of options for, maybe ways to resolve this demon portal idea, you've resolved in the meantime to just go straight there.
Yeah, to see if we can find any trace of our missing grove tender.
Who you learned had been sent there not too long ago, just by an act of, mm, I don't know, criminal punishment.
Yeah, for existing.
We also learned, very importantly, if we're going to be looking for her, not a bear, a harpy.
Yeah.
That would have
Yeah,
made the search much more difficult if we weren't even looking for someone of the right species.
yeah, probably. Although, I think if you found a beast man or a beast woman, even in the
Of any
midst,
variety, yeah.
yeah, might have been a red flag. But yeah, I think that is a pretty good summation of events. I think we'll start with a couple of conversations we'll have once you guys got back to the Bastille Rock, the base of the builders, before we have you set out again. So, recording equipment all good and stuff, Rainbow?
Uh, how long was the ride back from the city of healing?
Okay, you would have had to have slept once, so one day.
Okay. Uh, should I make a roll for crafting that spider leg?
So if you want to do so in the field, you could. That will definitely make it harder. If you want to wait to get to the base, there might be like tools or equipment you could use.
Oh yeah, definitely do that.
But yeah, definitely mark your long rests and stuff if you hadn't from before, because you will have had to rest to get back to the base.
Back to full health.
For now.
I didn't even have Roll20 open. I am a disgrace.
Until I take another 50 damage from one of Rin's crits.
well, to open things up, I think we'll set the scene with your impromptu caravan coming back into the four of the Bastille Rock. You have Arjun leading a pack of, I think I said before, two tunnel striders that he had brought along the way, which not only have supplies but are now laden with a couple of the more injured or weak slaves you had rescued. Your party in tow with Nola sort of dragging behind and still looking very unsettled about the atmosphere she finds herself in. But as you guys come back to the entrance of this base and the builders come out and begin unloading the supplies and things like that and acquainting the reserved but thankful for not having to go back into the dungeons new recruits and getting them situated and stuff. You guys are back in safe ground, so how would you like to proceed?
First thing Midi needs to do is find a trader so that he can get his hands on a shield.
All right, yeah, you can definitely do some bartering for supplies and things like that. I don't know what all you have for trade, money wise or otherwise.
Let's see. Got 19 gold, and
What will you give me for my immortal soul?
I've got a couple hand axes and a great axe. And the stuff inside of an explorer's pack.
Alrighty. Let me see if this website works or not. Is 5e Tools still busted?
I think
believe
so.
Yeah.
It wasn't working yesterday. I know the backup that Peter posted still works though.
Okay, and so you just want a normal shield?
Yes.
Alrighty. You can find, well, make me a investigation roll. Ooh, not bad.
Nice.
So sorting through the environment and going around trying to find people that you could maybe do some trading with, you will find some people that seem to be manning a storehouse, and you make known what they're looking for. They will offer to trade you for it. They'll take your hand axes if you can. If you give them your hand axes, they'll give you the shield.
How many of them? Because I've got 4.
Two. It's like
Okay.
one for each hand.
Okay. I can do that.
All right. So you trade the weapons for the shield, and they seem satisfied with that.
Okay, and then since I'm here and they seem to be manning a storehouse, I'd see if they have any tools or know of like a place within the Bastille that I could work on trying to work on this leg.
Yeah. One of them who will be like a sort of rough-looking human will say that we do have certain crafting facilities where we try and make some uh, usual utility things, ropes, hides, things like that. You can try and make something more complex if you have the skill for it.
That'd be great. Where those facilities be?
he'll point you towards somewhere not too far actually from the tunnel strider pins where they do some of the tanning and stuff like that. They say there's some leatherworking tools in there that probably would serve you.
Much appreciated. Mitty will head off in that direction.
All right. Did either of the other members have something they wanted to do? Anything?
Not in particular for me.
Any busy work or anything, Rainbow?
Am I still allowed to go talk to Arjun?
You could try and track him down if you wanted to.
Did we already have this conversation that I'm thinking about? I can't remember.
I feel like you have spoken to him, but if you have like specific in character questions you want to ask him, feel free.
Okay, I'll try and track him down.
All right, you try and follow after him, and you'll find him, as I said before, trying to sort out the new recruits that he has sort of been saddled with, and sort of directing some people under him to get them provisioned and stuff like that. So, but you can come up upon him.
Okay. I'll approach him, ask him like if he needs any help, if he needs anything done, and if nothing needs done immediately, I'll ask him if I could have. If he has a minute.
He'll think for a second and say, "No, there's nothing more that you all need to trouble yourselves with. We'll get everything sorted for our own needs. I have some things to attend to, but before you leave, I'll try and make some time for us to speak."
Sounds good to me. Thank you.
He'll kind of just give you a very level glance, sort of hold your gaze for a little bit, and then sort of walk off. All right, so for MIDI, you want to craft the leg into a shield, or what were you aiming for?
Like a van brace.
Alrighty. Do you have any proficiency in any kind of tool, or is this off the cuff?
Off the cuff. Actually, no. Military background doesn't give me anything.
All right. So make me first. We'll do a survival check, and then do a d20 with your intelligence modifier.
And then can I just do a save because it'll automatically do that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oof. Travel good, eat bad.
And now we have a cat with us as well. All right. So you are able to use your survival skills and training from your formative years to prepare and how should I say? You have a knack for harvesting useful materials from nature, especially creatures that you've slain. And you seem to do a good job of preparing this leg for some sort of hopefully beneficial use. The tools that you were given, and then sort of this leatherworking station, prove less intuitive for you to use than you had anticipated.
They're too small for my big bare hands.
Yeah, you're used to crafting some things rustically. You're not so used to actually using, skilled tools to do so.
All right.
Trying to think of how to do this. All right, so you do fashion the armor from the Arakai Guardian's arm into a workable sort of arm guard wristlet sort of thing, and I will send you some information about what that item does. But you definitely think it is not as sturdy as it could have been made had you been more proficient with the actual crafting process.
Okay. Do you think I could try and reinforce it down the line, or if that's as good as I can get it?
There's certainly potential to do so, especially if you had maybe some assistance from people more skilled with the process than you were.
Gotcha.
Or just kill a bunch more spiders and keep slapping on chitin. All right. As you guys had spent the last what is it, like 36 hours or so traveling back to the Bastille, you have observed, all of you, that Tabitha has been far more engrossed within the, I don't know how I would say it, but like the diary that she seems to keep and write in as long as you've been traveling with her. And it comes to a head as you guys get to the Bastille Rock and sort of split and go your own ways, as she will approach you, Vinali, and sort of try and get your attention when you two are alone.
Can I help you?
I hate to uh, pull out at a pivotal moment like this, but I think it would be best for me if I escorted Nola back up to the surface.
Well, I suppose it stands to reason. She did manage to get caught up in a lot of trouble venturing around here on her own. It may do well to have her escorted back up.
I I appreciate everything that you guys have done ever since Scorn, and helping me not get executed.
Well, it was the least we could do.
But I advise you all to be careful. I've got a bad feeling about this rift you guys are heading towards, and I would go the opposite direction if you weren't so intent on taking care of this.
Well, believe me, if we were sane, we would.
She'll nod and say, "I hope that we'll meet again, and that you guys will be whole if we do."
Well, until then, it has been a pleasure.
So Tabitha, or Melanie, is slated to admittedly weasel out of the promise she made with the Colonial Authority and abandon this mission.
And if anybody asks, we'll say she died.
Still not a witch. And as Tabitha prepares to, well, actually, I think they'll probably spend at least a night here resting. I'm assuming you all are going to probably set out fairly straight away, or did you want to spend some downtime here?
Well, if the reason we're going to the portal is to find Stormsinger, then probably best to head out ASAP.
And the longer we dally, the better the chances that she's already dead.
Yeah.
Right. So the four of you will probably leave before they will, but at some point during that process, Nola will also try and talk to you, Midi, and she'll say, once again, I hope that you guys know how much I appreciate all that you've done for me and my master.
Not a problem, little one. I hope this experience hasn't scarred you in any lasting way. Just keep your chin up, kid. You know you got a bright future ahead of you.
Well, I certainly don't intend to ever spend more time down here again. That's for certain. I understand why the Order is not very fond of the Archive.
Yes. Actually, on that note, could you do me a favor then?
Well, yeah, anything if I won't get captured again.
Well, hopefully that won't happen. But just when you get back to the surface, just if you can warn the tribes that there may be some trouble up ahead, inform them that a large rift has opened up underneath one of the Archive cities, and well, this is just my intuition speaking, but I think another one of the cities is, well, up to something big. So just have the tribes ready themselves.
I'll definitely make a report to the council when I get back, and if she'll have me, and you can see her pleased mood kind of dips. She'll say, um, if I can get a word in edgewise to White Paw, I'll try and say something on the way back through the Hassery, but that didn't work so well last time for me.
Well, maybe this time she'll be a bit more hospitable.
Before I go, since I won't be able to be of any more help, I wanted you guys to have this. And she'll hand you over a smallish leather satchel that she's always been sort of carrying around with her.
Mitty will graciously accept it.
It's just a few things I thought maybe I'd be able to use if I ever, found my master to help her, but you guys will need it more than me.
Well, hopefully if everything works out, we'll be able to use these to help her.
Well, if everything works out, hopefully you won't need to use them at all.
True.
she'll give you a last kind of shy bob of the head, and then she will retreat back to stand with Tabitha.
Mitty will, he'll say, take care, kid. And he'll then head off to join the rest of the party.
All right. In the satchel, you will find two flasks. One of them's pretty identifiable as a basic healing potion. The other one's another potion of some variety, but it appears to be a kind of milky blue-green color, and there's also a bound scroll inside.
Mitty will take the scroll and he'll hand it off to Vanali. This seems like more your thing.
I'll take a look at it, see if I can figure out what it does.
And then can I try and identify what the milky potion is?
Yeah, you make me a nature check, and Vanali make a arcana check.
Oof.
Okay, not the highest rolls. Vanali, you're fairly certain, because this is a low-level magic. The scroll is fairly simple. This is a cantrip scroll. It's a scroll for spare the dying.
Well, this could certainly come in handy. Hopefully we won't need it, though.
And Mitty, you are fairly certain you have seen not even just grove tenders, but also like medicine men and women of tribes deal in potions like this. You're fairly certain it's some sort of regenerative medicine. You couldn't really place the exact nature of it, though.
Okay.
Yeah, those are Nola's last gifts to you. But at this point, you guys would be free to start heading out.
How do we want to divide these up? Who wants to hold on to what?
Oh, correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone can use a scroll, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Not strictly true. By the rules, very few people I've seen actually play this, but by the rules, the scroll has to be on your spell list in order for you to be able to use it.
What?
Is that really how that works?
Yeah.
That's not a fun rule.
Yeah, I've very rarely seen anybody try to push that as a rule as a DM. Because, like, well, then there's very few people that can actually make use of a random scroll if you don't have the right person in your party.
Yeah. It's kind of almost useless.
Okay, well, here's how I'll rule that. Vanali, you can just use the scroll as it is. That's totally fine. For one of your non-magical companions, they also could use it if they pass a very basic Arcana check.
Sounds reasonable enough.
Because that rules as written also sounds incredibly unproductive to me.
Yeah.
Do you have the Spare the Dying cantrip?
I do not.
Okay.
I mean, it is technically on my spell list, but I don't actually have it myself.
Oh.
But feel free to divide the potions and the scroll however you wish between yourselves.
Do you want the healing potion, Rainbow? Because I know you gave me one earlier in the campaign.
Sure. Oh, that would be a fair trade.
Alright. And then the regeneration potion I'll hold on to, and I'll see if Mish wants it. If he ever joins.
Alright, so you can just mark down the however you want to remember that potion. And Rainbow, you just get a basic healing potion.
Okie dokie, I've got that on my list.
Alright, before you head out further, milky medicine.
Ah, I see what I did wrong. That was my attack. I'm like, what the
Attack
fuck?
with milky medicine.
I just bash him upside the head with it.
So I'm assuming you do try and get your word in with Arjun, Cal.
E.
Alright, so shortly before you guys are preparing to leave, maybe even after you've divided the supplies between yourselves, you go and find Arjun holed up in his office, and he lets you in and shuts the door, and it's, I think, probably for the first time in the entire experience you've had with him, it's just the two of you alone. And he'll sit down back at his desk and kind of steeple his fingers under his chin and say, "So I believe you had a word for me, Elf."
Yes, I have been meaning to ask a couple different times, but it never seemed to be the right couple different times to do so. When we first met each other, you mentioned your elves being different from me. The elves of the Whitewood, is that right?
Yeah, so sorry. His elves are from the Whitewood.
Whitewood, yes, okay.
The elves you belong to, their home is called the Brayland.
Right. And I would tell him like that's the first time I had heard of any other group existing like that.
That's not altogether unsurprising. Not a lot of good blood between the Ava and the Avari.
Have they been around for a long time?
Well, we came to this land together. It's just, we disagreed on where to settle and how to settle. Your kind, preferred to stay on the surface.
I see, and that's why I wasn't quite able to read that one plaque, right?
You speak of your memory.
Yes.
Yes, our souls aren't linked to the same sacraments yours are. We were excluded from the pact your kind made, so your preternatural abilities will not penetrate our obfuscations. Likewise, however, there are certain arts and techniques of my people that you would be unable to participate in as well.
Is it just the settling place that brought you guys apart? Or was there more there to the splitting?
And unfortunately, Elf, you are asking after ancient history, of which I do not know the full story, nor do I think the full story has survived the passing of eons.
Well, I see then. Like I said, that's the first time I'd ever heard of anything else in any other lineage of us existing, so I just wanted to ask.
There's a chance the leaders of your people might be able to dig deep and find such memories from one of their past lives, but there are so very few of us left that, from our side of things, I don't think it remains to be salvaged.
That may be, but I'm not intending to go back to ask about it anytime soon, so if it comes to me, it comes to me, but
Bad blood that you have, even being one of the consecrated.
not everything is as golden as it looks from the outside.
Well, you were certainly made to look golden, Cal Wormwood. I'm surprised to hear that you regret that.
I think you would be surprised at how many of us there are that regret it.
Well, I am. He's keeping his tone light, but you can see there is a little bit of hardness here as he says, I think you should be thankful that you have the privilege to regret it. Uh, so many of my people have died because we did not have the ability to reincarnate them the way you were. Souls lost for forever. At least you're here to wallow in your pity.
He doesn't have anything constructive to say to that. He'll nod and just say, well, thank you for indulging me and for your time.
I have a piece of advice, not for you, but for your group.
Yes.
If you're heading to what once was Calexi, you have two choices. You can either go through the Arakai tunnels or take a dip back through the Whitewood in order to get close to the city.
Okay.
Going through the Arakai tunnels, you will, of course, run into their patrols and their guards, and I know not what the Blood have commanded their drones to do to you, should they find you. If you go back through the Whitewood, the Builders won't save you again. That's all I will say.
I will share your concerns with my party. Thank you.
He'll nod and sort of do the hand wave thing as showing you to the door.
And he will escort himself out and promptly try to make his way back to the group to share that last little tidbit, if not what they spoke of previously.
Alright, so you group back up and Cal conveys the final warnings of Arjun to your party.
Yes.
I'm not out of character. I'm not sure if I remember this correctly, but I don't think the Whitewood is in between us and the portal, right?
So he said to get to the portal, you're going generally eastward. It's a couple days of travel. You can go through the Whitewood for part of that, or you can avoid it and go to like the Arakai tunnels.
So it's like a 50-50, roughly the same distance. Then I'm guessing.
Yes, it's
Just which
which
territory to pass through.
it's which danger you want to
Yeah.
contend with. To reiterate from him, he's not certain what the City of Blood has instructed their drones to do, or if they've even told them about your party.
Well, I feel as though it may be more constructive to our means anyway to potentially. I hesitate to use the word commune, but somehow reach out without freezing to death the winter seed.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we could just stumble upon a little extra information.
The more we're able to bring back to the City of Songs, the better.
Say you, Cal.
What was that last bit before say you, Cal?
Just that if we do go through the Whitewood and manage to learn anything else about the Winter Seed, it could be useful to bring back to the City of Songs when we make our way there eventually.
Yeah. I personally think going through the Whitewood would be more favorable than dealing with more of the Arakai, but freak me out a little bit, okay?
Are you telling me you would much rather freeze to death than deal with giant monster spider people?
Yeah? I mean,
You phrase it that way.
yeah. But I do think what it may have to offer us is important too. Anything we may learn.
We picked up like extra like clothing and stuff, like better temperature control equipment our first time in the Bastille, right? Is that something that we did?
Yes, I think
Sounds right, yeah.
you picked up like traveling clothes and some food and stuff like that.
Okay. We are better prepared for this, for the Whitewood then.
I also now have a spell that may offer us some protection, or at least one of us some protection. So if any of us are looking particularly worse for wear, I can start preparing that.
Alrighty, so it sounds like you guys have pretty much made up a group consensus.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's go.
Okay, I was gonna say any last minute concerns, or you could get on the road.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, same.
Alrighty, so you guys, it'll be the four of you. Part from your companion up until this point, you sort of have they stand by and watch you guys go. You're sort of doing the last minute waving, and Nola seems a bit emotionally worked up as she watches all of you head back into the tunnels. So you guys begin this process of traveling. Give me just a couple minutes to finish writing something up, and we'll do something real quick.
All right, I gotta AFK for a second, so I'll be right back.
Alrighty.